So yeah, it's like so weird that it was 2 years ago that I made my last video, which was off on a terrible note because I think the last review I actually did was like the Avengers, but then I did Dark Shadows, that Tim Burton movie, which I absolutely despised. It was such a bad movie. And to me, in my opinion, I can't believe since I made my last video, an entire other phase of Marvel has almost like been completed, because when the Avengers 2 comes out, it will be completed, and it's just crazy. So anyway, Iron Man 3, loved it. Loved it. I cried at the end of it, was totally blown away, loved so much about that movie. It's kind of the same as like Iron Man 2. When I got out of it, I expected everyone to be crazy over this movie. People hating the shit out of that movie, but people were doing that about Iron Man 2 as well, and I love Iron Man 2. So the Iron Man trilogy for me is a thumbs up, man, a thumbs way up. Thor 2, enjoyed the heck out of it. Not definitely at the bottom of the barrel for me, out of the Phase 2 films especially, but really enjoyed it. I saw it with like my mom and my aunt in the theater. They both enjoyed it too. My mom loved Thor 2. She really liked it. But loved it. Totally enjoyed myself. And then after Thor 2, obviously, we have Winter Soldier, which just came out maybe, what was that, a month or two ago now? And oh my god, loved it. Totally crazy about this movie. I mean, I probably have never anticipated a movie so hardcore. So hard for Winter Soldier to like put my expectations down a little bit, thinking the trailers look so good, all the footage looks so great, every image looks awesome that's coming out, in anticipation of it. But I just kept telling myself, you know, you don't know, you can't tell, you don't know what's going to happen. But luckily, my expectations were still really high, could not get them to calm down, and they were still exceeded. I loved the shit out of Winter Soldier. I thought it was badass, some of the best action I feel like I've seen at the movies in years, performances, great, top notch. Oh my god, that's so weird too. I'm just remembering I didn't even review The Dark Knight Rises because it came out that summer. I was working on my first job, which was on a reality TV show, and I went full on into that job. We got 6 days a week on it, so I had like no time off, whatever. And The Dark Knight Rises grew on me. The first 2 times I saw it, which were in the theater, I wasn't like blown away by it. The whole ending of it with like the bomb and like, it's just, I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. But since then, I've watched it definitely a time or two on DVD, whatever, and definitely grew on me. I even remember certain times I've watched it, I've gotten like a little teary-eyed at the scene where he finally, I guess you would call it the rise scene, the chanting, and he finally, goes without the ropes and jumps out of the hole, finally, makes his way out, and the music and everything's very dramatic, and that's definitely gotten to me. Yeah, but I just have like mixed feelings about it. Like, just love the Michelle Pfeiffer portrayal of Catwoman. I just like it so much. I don't know, but yeah, so on that note too, so speaking of DC, again, I just want to say, like, I'm not just some crazy Marvel fangirl, and I'm not just like automatically going to the side of Marvel, becoming this weird competitive little thing between them, and then they announced that Captain America 3 was going to be coming out the same day as like the Batman versus Superman movie with Ben Affleck, and it's just gotten weird. It's almost like a little competitive thing, and I don't want to be that person. But then again, I will be completely honest and say, I'm not a sports fan. I've never had sports or teams like that to root for. So this is like, I tell people, like, this is like my version of sports. You know what I mean? Like movies. This is my version of it, like rooting for a team and feeling, I don't know. So I guess that's, I'll admit it. I'll admit that I root for Marvel and I want to root for them. Love Batman, love a lot of those characters. But I don't want people to yell at me down in the comments or whatever, but I'm going to be tough because this is, you got to be tough on YouTube, have everyone's opinion. But I saw Man of Steel last year when it came out and absolutely, like, really did not like that movie. Like, no bias, no nothing. I went into it just as, typical moviegoer, whatever, and I just really didn't like Man of Steel. I just was bored or weirded out. I don't know. The whole time, it was not a good movie-going experience for me. Didn't like Man of Steel. Oh my gosh, so many other good movies came out, like Pacific Rim. I loved Pacific Rim. That one actually really shocked me. when I saw it, because I'll admit, I mean, I was totally wrong, because when I would see the trailers and stuff for it, being a big Guillermo del Toro fan and being particularly enamored with his practical effects and all of that stuff that he's known for, I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, like, he's totally succumbing to the whole CGI thing. Like, what the hell, man? This sucks. But, like, oh my god, I was totally wrong. Like, I ate my words. I'm thinking of, like, what were my favorites last year? Oh my gosh, I love Wolf of Wall Street. I know that's like a really politically incorrect movie. My god, it's politically incorrect and crazy, but I love that movie. I just was crazy about it when I saw it. Thought it was so entertaining. I love it. I'm a big Martin Scorsese person. Love him. I just can't get over it. That's one of the things that impressed me so much about the movie, is it just is so like young and fresh and vibrant in terms of comedy and stuff, and so like in your face. I mean, that it wasn't a young person that directed it. I mean, I know he didn't write the script and everything, but it's his movie, you know, he's the director, and I just can't believe, like, what, I think he's in his 70s? He might even be in his 80s. I don't know, probably in his 70s, but I just can't believe this adorable old man, like, came up with such a crazy movie that's so awesome. I loved it. A movie I loved from last year that I think was definitely not everybody's favorite, not for everybody, was The Great Gatsby. I love Baz Luhrmann, though. I like the visuals that he comes up with, the costume designer that works with him, which is actually his wife, Catherine Martin, is like my all-time favorite costume designer. She's just brilliant, beyond brilliant to me, and she won the Oscar for Gatsby. I was rooting for her hardcore, and she did win this past time. That's great. So I love it. I loved Gatsby. I know it's a really classic novel that a lot of people love, so I guess that's why a lot of people, because I saw some nastiness over that. There was like someone on my Facebook one time that was like, if you liked that version of The Great Gatsby, you're a fucking idiot, and I can't even be friends with you on here. And I was like, oh my god, calm down, bucko, because I liked it. I thought it was a beautiful film. I really liked it. I saw it in 3D too. It was really, really cool. Yeah, so I guess those are the highlights. That's all I have to say. I hope I can cut this all up into some kind of half-decent videos. It's been a while since I've made them. Yeah, thanks for watching as usual. I mean, please comment and stuff. Like, I just really want to, like, say hello to some people and all that good stuff. I'll see you again.